welcome back to my channel, A Little Taste of Peru. My name is Des, and today I'm gonna be making for you something called aguadito. Now, this is a very interesting dish because it's not a soup and it's not stew. It's actually a mix of both, and it's a very typical dish in Peru. It serves as a comfort food. So in those cold days when you don't know if you want to have soup or stew, well, you could have both. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients. Now guys, these are our first set of ingredients. Now, all of the ingredients are gonna be in the description box below, okay? So we have here fresh parsley, cilantro, we have an onion, and we have this that's called ají amarillo or yellow pepper. Now this, you're gonna find it in your Spanish section of your supermarket. It's gonna come like in a bag like this, and you're gonna see that it says yellow hot pepper on it. So that's what you're looking for, okay? This is very important because it's gonna give it an amazing taste. Now, yes, it is spicy, but you're gonna see how I kind of take all that away. So first thing, what we're gonna do with these things is that we're gonna throw them right in the blender because it's just making our life very easy like that. So I am just going to take a big chunk of this and just cut it. There we go. So that looks good. All right, so it's about half of this. And then the cilantro, we're gonna use the entire thing, all right? So I'm just gonna break it into pieces, just like that. We're gonna put it right in there, all right? And you wanna use all of it. I mean, even the sticks, because believe it or not, everything gives it taste. So we don't want to waste any little bits of these herbs. So let's put them right in there, okay? And then to that, I'm gonna add my onion because I don't wanna dice it if I'm already blending, right? So just gonna cut it into pieces and stick them right in there. That's just like that. Other onion. Stick it right in there. Now, let me put that in. For the hot pepper, the hot yellow pepper, what you're gonna do is that I normally, if it's frozen, it's much easier too. So I'll just take out the head. I'm gonna behead the pepper. Okay. I'm gonna take out the seeds that are inside. So this is actually what makes the yellow pepper very, very spicy. Now it's gonna have a little kick, but it's not gonna be that much of a kick. So we're just gonna take that out with our knife, just like that. All the seeds, no seeds, there we go. And just gonna throw that right in there. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other one. Take out all the seeds. Of course, be very careful when you're doing this. You don't want to cut your fingers or anything, but to me, it's just much easier to do it when it's frozen because they come right out. Okay. There we go. And then we throw that in there. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put just a little bit of water and blend it all in, okay? And when I say a little bit of water, you probably wanna put up to here of water, just, you know, and then start blending it. And then if it needs more water, then you add a little bit more water. So let me blend this up and I'll be right back. Now guys, this is the consistency that it's going to have. I'm hoping that the camera picks it up, but it's like, it's thick, it's not liquidy, it's kind of thick because of the onion and the hot pepper that we put, it has a thick consistency to it, which is exactly the consistency that we want, because this is going to be, you know, what's going to batter our chicken, and you're gonna see it. So we have what we put in the blender, which is the cilantro, the parsley, the onion, and the yellow hot pepper, all blended up. And it's about 2 cups of this. We might or might not use all of it, we'll see. I have crushed garlic. When you crush them, by the way, if you're crushing them by hand, they don't have to be perfect, and they don't have to be fully crushed, because believe me, they'll blend in with the whole food. I also have some corn. We have some peas and carrots. I have here some thyme. And the way that I put it with a little cooking string, because I don't like to leave the sticks inside. I'm just gonna put it in like that so it could taking all that good taste from everything. And then once it's done cooking, I'm gonna pull it right out. I also have a couple of bay leaves, which is gonna give it a really nice flavor to it. I have 1 cup of white rice. And then I have my chicken that's gonna go into our aguadito. Now, my kids and my husband, they love chicken breast. So that's the only thing that I, really cook with. In this dish, you could put chicken thighs, chicken legs, chicken breasts, any part of the chicken you could really put in there. If you want to put chicken heart, like, you could just put whatever you want. I'm putting chicken breasts, and I cut them into smaller pieces. Again, this is my way. This is just the way I make it. Originally, this will not be the way you're making it. So the original recipe is actually with the chicken legs and the chicken thighs and things like that, but this is how I do it. We're also gonna have some oregano. We're gonna add some turmeric to it, and we have salt, pepper, and oil. So this is gonna be so easy, and let's get cooking. Also, on a side note, I have boiling water. You could throw in regular water, cold water. I just feel like if you're in a hurry, boiling water will make the cooking, even faster. Okay, so now I have a pot, and I went ahead and I put it on medium heat. So to this, you're gonna add some oil. And then we're gonna add the garlic. And I crushed about 3 big garlic cloves and about another small garlic clove, so like 3.5, or if you have like 4 medium-sized ones. So I'm gonna saute it for a bit. And the smell that is coming out of this is so good. And this is only garlic. So I'm gonna saute my garlic. All right. Let that just wait for a bit. And then to the chicken, I'm just gonna add some pepper. Because what you want to do is that you want to season the chicken before putting it in the pot. And that was actually a little trick that my grandmother taught me. She puts pepper and that's it. She doesn't put salt or anything else. And I was actually very surprised, but that's how she makes it. And it comes out amazing every time she does it. All right, so once the garlic starts getting browned and a little sticky, that's when you want to put in the mixture that we made. Now, keep in mind, guys, this does splash a lot. So just be careful when you're putting this in, especially when the pot is very hot. You're gonna see it bubbling, and sometimes it could get you. So be very careful. And what we want to do to this mix, now that it has the garlic, it has the onions, and then it has everything else, I'm just going to lower it a little bit. And then I'm going to season it with salt and pepper and all that stuff. So I'm going to take my salt. I'm going to put a good amount of salt in there. And then I'm going to put in my pepper. We're just gonna let it cook for a little bit. All right, we're gonna let it cook there. I'm gonna give it a few minutes, about 2 minutes, to kind of cook down a little bit. And then we're gonna put everything else in. Now guys, it's been about 2 minutes. So I'm going to then add the chicken to this. And let that cook in there for a bit. After I add the chicken, I'm gonna put in my thyme, my bay leaves. I'm also going to put my turmeric and my oregano. Now for the oregano, what you want to do is that you want to put it in your hand, because this is just regular oregano. So you're going to put it in your hand, a good amount, and then you're going to kind of like, you know, make it small, like you want to make it sandy, so it's not that, the pieces are not that thick. So this is dry oregano, and that's all I did. So I'm gonna let that cook just a little bit, and this is my chicken and all that stuff, all the herbs that I put in there. So I'm gonna let that cook for just a bit, and I'm gonna give it about probably like 5 minutes or so. Okay, so it's been now about 5 minutes that our chicken has been cooking. So now I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. So to this, I'm gonna throw in the rice, which, by the way, I've already pre-washed the rice. I like washing the rice. If you guys, you know, don't do that, you don't have to. That's just a habit that I have. But I'm gonna throw in the rice. I'm gonna throw in the peas and the carrots. And the corn. And let me tell you, the smell is unbelievable right now. I just had one of my little ones come down and say, "Mom, what are you making? It smells so good." So it is really, really good. So now it's very thick. So what we want to do is now put in the boiling water that we have. And we want to put a good amount. So I put about 1 cup of rice. We want to put a minimum of 2 cups of water, okay? And you could continue checking it as it's cooking. So at this point, it's gonna take about, I wanna say 15 minutes for the rice to cook. And then you're gonna see how thick it gets. Now, just a little side note, I had put the granulated corn already. You could actually put pieces of the corn inside. I mean, it tastes really good with that as well. It's really up to you. If I put the pieces, my kids won't really eat it. So I put it like this so they have no choice but to eat it with everything. So sometimes you gotta do those little tricks. But so the water's in there, and we're gonna just leave it for about 15 minutes. That should be more than enough time for the chicken and the rice to cook. Now, if you were using chicken legs or chicken thighs, you might want to leave it a little bit more than 5 minutes when you first throw in the chicken, just so they could cook a little bit more. Okay, but because I had small pieces of chicken, it cooks very quickly. All right, but let's leave it for 15 minutes and then we'll be back. Our chicken and our rice has been cooking for about 15 minutes, which should be enough time for it to cook, which it has beautifully. All right, now I don't know if I could get to show you guys the consistency, okay, but I like it a little bit runny than this, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it, just a tad bit. You don't have to, I'm just going to because I like it a little bit runny. That's why it's called aguadito. It's like a little bit runny or watery. So I added a little bit more water, which is, now that's much better. It's a little bit more loose consistency. At this point, you could go ahead and take out your herbs that we put in there, which is the thyme that I tied it to a string. So we could go ahead and take that little thing out, and if you could see it, let me grab the string. See, it came right out. So now I'm gonna put it right to the side. Be careful, guys, that you don't burn yourself while doing any of that. Also, you could remove the bay leaves if you want. You could leave them there. It's really up to you. Maybe when you're serving, you might want to take them out. And I just want to give it a little taste to see if it needs any salt. So let me go ahead and see that. Oh my god, it's so good. It does not need any salt or anything. I think it's great just the way it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that off because everything is nicely cooked. The chicken's cooked, the rice is cooked, and all the other veggies in there are also cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like. And all right, everyone, so now here comes my favorite part, which is the taste test. Now, if you guys could be here in this kitchen and you could smell what's coming out of that pot, it's just amazing. It just smells so good. The cilantro, the parsley, like all the different blends that we have, it just makes it so good. You know, hopefully you guys will try it. Leave me comments down below. Believe it or not, putting that hot pepper in it does not make it hot at all. It just gives it a really nice flavor. But you know, let me go ahead and try this. Oh my god, this is so wonderful. This is so good. Definitely give it a try, and thank you so much for tuning in. Also, another little side note, if you guys have any leftovers and you're gonna put it in your fridge, tomorrow most likely it's gonna get a little harder because of the rice in it. Just put some water to loosen it up, and you could, you know, heat it up just like that. All right, well, till next time with a little taste of Peru, I'm Des. Take care, bye.